All right, guys, happy Monday. Chris Shigola here from 10th Planet Long Island, and we're going to be talking about March Madness. So, my month and the school's month this for March is going to be like super jam-packed, a lot of exciting stuff going on. So, I'm going to just give you like an update on what our students are doing, what I'm doing myself on the competition scene, events coming up, some seminars coming up. So I just want to get all the information out there in one video because I'm super pumped. It's going to be a busy month, but we're going to get a lot done moving into April. So guys, next week is Sogi Winter Wars live on Flow Grappling. Okay, this is going to be one of Sogi's most stacked event. Just a few things that we've announced already. We have the main event, Patrick Shigoli versus Alex Nemeth for the heavyweight Sogi championship. We just announced the co-main event. Okay, we have Keith Krikorian versus Andrew Solano, both welterweights. Okay, so that's gonna be action-packed, 100% those two styles. I'm just pumped up, guys. Coming off this weekend, we just finished watching Who's Number One. So those were some exciting matches. A lot of ideas that come to mind for my events moving forward. We went to the Battle BJJ event at in Rocky Point. So that event was awesome. It was a packed house. Music was on point, right? Event was awesome. Staff was great. Carlos Enrique and all the students from there. Shout out to you guys for the hospitality. But I'm definitely gonna look to get on that event in the future. So keep an eye out for that bracket. But we also started our wrestling program at 10th Planet Long Island. So we had our first class, super successful. Moving forward, that'll be every 8 a.m. on Sunday at 10th Planet Long Island. Wrestle Jitsu. So not only will we be doing takedowns, but we'll keep it a little more chain, right? So the takedown right into jiu-jitsu. Like, where do we land? Where can we where can we go after the takedown? Or where can we go as the person getting taken down, either to avoid points or avoid more points being scored or putting ourselves in a worse position and all that stuff. So it won't be just purely wrestling. There'll always be that jiu-jitsu mindset into the takedowns and stuff like that. But this week, guys, first week of March, probably the most important thing in March is gonna be my daughter, Brianna. It's gonna be her birthday, 3-3. She's turning 14. So this week there's nothing going on. I'm gonna spend my whole weekend with her, right? We're having a red carpet event for her birthday at the house. All her friends are gonna be over. We're going out for dinner. We're gonna be doing a lot of celebrating. Moving on to next week, then we're into overdrive, right? Every weekend we got something going on. So the first event next week is gonna be Winter Wars. So March 11th, it's gonna be hosted at 10th Planet Long Island. Tickets are super limited. If you need a ticket, go on Eventbrite. But we're just gonna talk about the matches that our students are doing. So this isn't the whole card, but these are just matches. And I'm gonna post up in this video, side by side, all the match posters so you guys can see who the opponents are and stuff like that. So in no specific order, but we have Dylan Garofalo, right? That's our kids and adults coach. So that's also the Finishers 170 champ. He's going to be taking on TJ Laramie, former UFC fighter, under a 170 match. So guys, I always love seeing MMA jiu-jitsu versus like a more of a bottom person leg locker jiu-jitsu. Not that Dylan hasn't been playing top wrestling, but obviously like I do like to see those two clash of styles. So I'm super excited for that one. We have one of our students, Greg. Okay, he's a white belt. This is gonna be his debut tournament. Okay, so Greg has been putting all the time in that he needs to put in to prepare himself for a tournament, and this was just the perfect time to get him a match. We had a spot open at 170. He's on weight. He's training consistently, training smart, training the right way. So I'm excited to see his debut. We have Diego, right? Coming off a really sick match at Chronic Combat, okay? Now he's coming back to Sogi. He's been on Sogi multiple times. Exciting fighter, right? So I'm really excited to see Diego on Flow, right? Get some exposure. You got Rosie I don't believe Rosie's done Sogi before, but we're finally gonna get her on. Rosie trains with us in addition to other places where she does like her striking. She's a local MMA fighter, so I'm really excited to see, again, that type of style mixed in with the EBI rules. So guys, there's gonna be a couple different rule sets we're doing this month. Sogi's gonna be EBI rules, okay? So for the prelim people, it'll be a 6-minute match with 1 round of OT. This is all stuff we have to take into account going into the tournament. So when it's 1 round of OT, I find that it's, for me, it's preferable to be the play defense first, know how much time you have in the bag, and then second, then when you're on offense as the bottom of the round, you know how long you have to hang on for, or you know how long you have to submit the person. So for the prelims, they don't get a 3-round set of EBI, they only get 1 round, back and forth, and then it's over. Okay, we have Frankie Rod coming back to Sogi. All right, he had an impressive performance last time. Guys, to be honest, it's been hard to find Frankie a match his own weight. He's been fighting up for the previous Sogis and stuff like that, so we finally got him 185 match, and I'm excited to see him show some of the stuff that he's been working on. Nikki, that's my prodigy. She's coming back for Sogi. Not only she's going to be working the event, but she'll actually be competing. So this will probably be one of the first matches on the card. She has a really tough opponent, like a young up-and-comer, who's also making her debut on Sogi. So I'm really excited to see that matchup. Now we have Ina, okay? Keep that name in mind. You're probably going to see that name every time on the tournaments moving forward. She's staying super active on the competition scene, super consistent with her training, and making those incremental progressions like that you want to see from someone who's competing at this rate, okay? So keep that name in mind. And then we obviously, like I mentioned, we have the Adult Slayer on the main event fighting for the heavyweight strap, okay? So we go from March 11th, EBI rules, and then we move up next to LIJJN. This is going to be IBJJF rules, okay? Guys, to be honest, me and my students, for the most part, we don't really change much with the rule sets. If you look at all the different rule sets, guys, all we're trying to do is have good jiu-jitsu, okay? So EBI, if I get put on my back in a takedown, right? Not that I'm gonna lose points, but just as much as under IBJJF, I don't wanna be put on my back in jiu-jitsu. I wanna be playing the top position. So regardless if I'm losing points or not, I still have that urgency in mind to be on top and be in the dominant position, okay? So EBI versus IBJJF, really no difference, okay? So we have Ina. She's going to be taking on actually a person who's done Sogi before. I believe her first name is Uma, but I'll put up the fight poster on the video. So that's going to be an exciting match. This one, guys, is going to be in Astoria in Queens, my hometown Queens, at the Beer Garden. So if you want tickets, go on LIJJN's website and you can find tickets there. This is going to be my return to the competition scene in the gi. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar, back in July, I retired from no gi competition after a win at LIJJN. Now I'm going to return to competition, and my first return back will be with LIJJN. So it really worked out perfect. I'm super excited for this. It'll be a 208-pound gi match, IBJJF rules, black belt. And I'm excited to see like how my gi training will hold up against guys who most likely have been training gi a lot longer than me, but I'm excited, guys. No expectations. I'm looking to get that baseline, okay? I go in there, get my baseline. What did I do good? What did I do well? How are the tactics different than no gi, right? So this is like one match of a long-term goal. I'm gonna be competing, my goal for this year is compete at least 6 times in the gi. I already have 3 matches set. So if you are watching this and you have a promotion you'd like to have me on for a gi match, you can shoot me a DM or comment on the video. But again, guys, I'm putting in the reps for long term, okay? I want to be proficient in the gi, proficient in competing in the gi, proficient at executing on an opponent with resistance, okay? But really exciting to be doing that in Queens with LIJJN, with my team there. If you want tickets, again, you can go on LIJJN's website, okay? Now we can move to TAP, okay? Tap, again, we're going to go be back to EBI rules. Okay? Tap is run by the Adult Slayer. So if you don't follow Tap Tournament, give them a follow. Guys, this tournament started as an in-house tournament, in-house, in my house. Okay? Then it became an in-house tournament at 10p. Now it's being streamed on Enigma Promotions, so you guys are going to get exposure if you're on the card. There's already been some huge names on the card. Frank Rosenthal, just to name, just off the top of my head, Frank Rosenthal. Nick Ortiz has been on the card, right? So there's a ton of great matches. I'll actually be the main event for that card against Gil Renshaw from Soka. Next week, Wednesday, March 8th, 7 p.m., myself and Gil are going to do a duel live on Instagram, kind of like a podcast. So check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll be the main event. We have Ina coming in to fight Christy Londano from Sogi. So that's going to be a sick match. Really, really good stylistically. We have Jose El Tigre coming back, guys. If you haven't seen Jose's last match at Chronic Combat, look up Tigre 10p, or you go up Punch Up Official, who did kind of like a review on it. He ended up finishing with a spine lock off the bat. Okay, Dylan, all right, back in there again. He's fighting James Nottingham. Super excited for that one. They were both in the Sogi welterweight division. They didn't face off, but that should be a pretty sick matchup right there. Diego's back again. Okay, guys, you're gonna see trends here. The guys that are competing on a consistent basis, right? That's that momentum that they're keeping. They're just staying active, right? Wins, losses, they're still staying in there and progressing those gradual progressions that we're looking for. Vanny the Sun, all right, he's back in action. He's coming off a win from finishers, okay? Vanny we're trying to get him ranked at finishers, okay? So if you guys see finishers posting, he's 185, right? He's already fighting up. He's a blue belt fighting purple belts. We're trying to get him a top 10 match, get him ranked. Okay, so if anyone out there is looking to do like some kind of a bet, I'm pretty confident that he's going to win by a closed guard Kimura. All right, we got X back in the building for Tap. Okay, he's coming off a win from finishers by wrist lock. Guys, X is one of like our, how do I say, most athletic, tactical students, right? He's a blue belt. He's been training with us for, I don't know, maybe over 2 years. Real good game. He takes care of himself off the mat with his lifting routine and his diet. He's a student. He asks the right questions. He's focused when he gets here. So I'm excited to see him execute at Tap. Yeah, it's going to be a great, off the top of my head, I'm not sure who he's facing, but actually I do know he's facing Jake Chefs, who has done Tap, and he did Chronic Combat. So actually, that I think will probably be a real back and forth leg lock battle. If I remember Chef's match, I hope those two stay in the pocket and really go for it. All right, we got Nick Deutsch coming back. All right, guys, Nick's one of our most active competitors, and Nick was one of our first students at 10th Planet to represent 10th Planet in gi matches. So long before we had a gi program, Nick was still doing gi matches at Grappling Industries and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see Nick. He's fighting Brandon Remy from Breathe. So super good for the jiu-jitsu community. We cross-train. We're all, both of our schools are on the competition scene, so that's going to be exciting. We got Coach Jem coming back, right? If you guys aren't familiar with Jason, he teaches 8 a.m.s on Saturdays. So if you want to come down and try his class, check it out. But he just is coming off LIJJN. He was the main event last time. If you want to look that up, go on YouTube and you can find that match. But super excited for Jem. And then again, we got Frankie taking another match at Tap. Okay? So we got Frankie. Boom. EBI rules. Then we get to the last weekend of March, which the competition day actually ends up being the first day of April, when we're going for Rise. Okay, this will be at Malloy College. Okay, if you guys need tickets, myself and Ina are on the card, so we have tickets at the gym. They're $60 each, guys. $60, guys. The venue is great. you get to see a lot of great matches, okay? And the seating is really auditorium type seating, so no matter where you sit, you get a good view of the mats are on a stage, so it's a really cool venue. But get in touch with myself, Dina, or you can hit up the 10th Planet Instagram, and we'll get you guys a ticket. This is a really cool rule set. They do sub or draw. So I really like that set, sub or draw, because you could just really go all out and go for the kill. And if the 6 minutes are up and no one gets a sub, it's a draw. Okay, you don't have to worry about like losing on points, OT, judge's decision. It's either sub somebody or it's a draw. And I like that rule set. And I like the time, 6 minutes. So you can really just go out there hard, you know, for the entire time. Couple other things to mention. March 25th, I will be in Red Hook for a leg lock seminar at the MMA Collective. If you're interested in that, you can shoot me a message. But I'm going to be posting some content this week, some collaborative posts with them, just to hype it up. It's a little bit of a drive from the tri-state. It's a little upstate, but if you're further north and you want to come down or you want to head up there with me, you could message us. We'll do a carpool, but I'm going to be showing some leg lock finishing mechanics, right? Transitions and chains. So I always like to end with a chain, okay? Like from one leg lock to another, to another, to another, back to the first one. When you get into leg entanglements with higher level competitors, you can almost bank on the first one not happening. So I always want to have a chain that I throw at them, okay? I don't want to just rely on the first attack. That's March 25th. And I think that's about it for March, guys. It's going to be a really super busy month. We got a ton of competitors, as you can see. So that's the energy we're bringing to the competition scene. That's the energy we're bringing to the training room, right? We're all training hard. We're all getting ready. I do have an announcement for Pat for a matchup in May. And I'll be having some more information about that soon, but we will be opening up some spots for a training camp. If you want to be involved, we're looking for like, you know, purple belt and up on the heavier side, maybe over 205. Once I announce the name, you'll understand why, but we are gonna set up a official training camp with certain in-class training sessions, certain off-hours training sessions, and certain cross-training sessions at other gyms. If you want to be involved in that camp, it'll be like a 6-week camp. Just get in touch with me or Pat. You don't have to be 205 and up purple belt, but you just have to be willing to go through the training sessions. They're going to be a little more intense, a little more ADCC rule-based, so a lot more stand-up, takedowns, stuff like that, a lot longer rounds. I'm definitely going to utilize what I saw New Wave doing with the 30-minute rounds for when they were preparing for WNO. So there will be some sessions that we're doing back-to-back 20-minute rounds to prepare for the ADCC rule set. But we'll talk about that sooner once the match is announced. Other than that, guys, I'll be uploading this today with all the match posters. I will be doing my Wednesday popcast at 7 p.m. We're going to be doing, this weekend, we're going to be doing pop reviews, the news. So if there's any news stories that you find interesting or important, you can send them to me and I'll review them on the podcast. I'm really hoping to get some more live viewers for this one, just so there could be a little bit of like discourse about the whatever news stories we're talking about, right? But if not, I'll just cover everything, share it, and that'll be on Wednesday. All right, guys? Other than that, have a great week, right? Train hard, recover hard. Have a good one.